Sometimes I want to call memory home, but then I remember. What if you could be a kid again? Close your eyes. Remember the good mornings, the pancakes or tamales and eggs and pan dulce and I love you spelled out in reminders and phone calls and pan-seared ham. The pumpernickel toast your dad made you that he put butter on both sides, slightly toasted in a pan. The smell of clean laundry. The moments camping when you couldn't stop laughing because Dad killed that snake you were so afraid of. Getting left behind at your aunt's house with your brother when everyone went to church, but neither of you cared because you're playing The Sims. Remember your aunts braiding your hair, the ay mijas, letting you know your jokes are only bad because they're a lot like your dad's. Your dad, your little girl nighttime shoulder humming, your forever rewatch All Dogs Go to Heaven buddy. Your I can fix it man, your thank you for letting me spend my money on you. My dad, the big ragu, to whom I am Ladybug and Sweetie Pie and Sweetie Bug and sometimes Sir. And by sometimes I mean only once, but also forever in memory, which my brothers would not let go of. My dad always ready with a can of whoop-ass. Or nail clippers. No, not nail clippers. Dad, I don't have any nail clippers with me. Sorry. Like my big-eared grandpa, probably genetic, always a good listener. Never too busy to, hey partner, need a hand? On the way to Grandma and Grandpa's. Mija, put attention. You need to go to college. You know, I could not go to college, mija. Yes, Grandma. Ay, mija, you are so pretty. Oh, thank you, Grandma. I don't know much about magic, but I know when my grandpa was on his last breath, we made it to the hospital and met up with my dad's sisters in Gravity. My grandpa there gone to rest with all the love and softness he put into this world. Leaving my grandma with her roses and her fruits. My aunts going to her in the hospital, fixing her eyebrows as directed, or getting her new chones. Even bald, even with tired blood, still glowing. Left the world in the home of her and her viejo, her quiet marine. For a few moments, I travel through time again. I am back in the alavare of my father's ugly studio apartment. Sometimes I remember the wrong moments and get stuck at home instead of going out with my friends because Mom is mad at me that night. Or when I get scolded for going out with that boy because I knew I wasn't allowed to date yet. Or into the night when my brother stole my mom's car so she wakes up the whole house and desgraciado may have deserved it. I can't go back to sleep, so I stay up quietly writing. Or back to the time when Mom comes home from work and I've cleaned the house, which I never do, and she hates how I've rearranged everything, so can I please put it back the way it was? Or how about the time when Daddy drove across the town to pick me up at a friend's house when I ran away, how he's on the phone with Mama the whole time yelling at her. Daddy always driving across town for me, watching all my track meets and concerts. And that one time I made it to the city spelling bee and the cross-country races where he would run alongside me yelling, "Your abuelita can run faster than you when she's dead." It's like, as much as I try to remember the good, the swinging door of my mind has a sneaky way of always giving me more than I ask for. One night, Mama and I are driving around the city like we used to do, except it's not like how we used to because we hadn't done it in so long. She tells me that she's sorry about everything. I tell her, like my dad always tells me when I'm done being mad, I already forgave you. And right then, I really think I'm telling the truth. And I think forgiveness is an especially funny kind of magic, where the more times you say it, somehow it becomes more powerful. So I end up fooling us both again and again until I really feel it starting to work. Sometimes I think I want to look at Mama and just remember the Christmases we had. Nothing. We had nothing. And she got us the smallest of gifts and still bought eggnog because she knew we love it. And she tried not to get mad when we all drank it super fast. Or how with every new hobby I wanted to try, she fully supported. The piano or painting or jewelry making or even tennis. She had friends of friends who knew teachers. We would walk the aisles of Hobby Lobby and she'd get me pliers and notebooks and pens. I want to remember only this. Not the door slams or screaming matches or days without hearing from her. Not the parts where I yell back and say things that I blur out. Not that one time we fought so bad I stayed with my brother for a week, but he lived close to my school, so that was kind of nice. I only want to remember her apologizing after with Italian food, telling me she wants me to come home. My question is, how do you love all of someone? Even the parts that you're afraid of. Even the parts that remind you of yourself. It's like, as much as I try to just remember the good, these memories keep wanting to remind me where I've come from and where I'm going. It's like I've always thought I was just trying to get back home, but maybe it's not someplace you go to. Maybe it's something deep down you hold inside yourself. When you feel alone, maybe it's a quiet voice that reminds you that you are already whole. Maybe I am home. Yeah, I am home. Thank you.